Walter Cronkite. I'm here today with some of the most remarkable examples of American historical documents I've ever seen. This is a copy of the whole book of Psalms, better known as the Bay Psalm Book. It was the first book printed in the United States in 1640. And this is a copy of the first Bible that was ever printed in America. It's printed in the language of the Algonquin Indians. And this is one of the lead plates buried by a French army officer at the junction of the Muskingum and Ohio rivers in 1759 to mark the French claim to the great central basin of North America. All of these priceless treasures, and literally millions of others, are part of the collections of the American Antiquarian Society in Worcester, Massachusetts, the greatest repository anywhere on earth of 17th to 19th century American books, newspapers, and other printed matter. It's a center for writers and scholars and anyone else caring about American history, for it contains the printed record of what really happened, what we did, what we thought, how we lived in a time no longer within living memory. The American Antiquarian Society began with one man, Isaiah Thomas. He was the most important printer, bookseller, publisher, and newspaper man in the post-revolutionary era. He also was a patriot. His paper, the Massachusetts Spy, helped unify the 13 colonies against Britain. When the Revolution began, he smuggled his printing press out of Boston and set it up in Worcester, some 40 miles to the west, where he continued to print revolutionary tracts. When Thomas retired in 1802, he turned his attention to preserving the printed record of the nation he'd helped to make. He bought back-issue files of every newspaper he could. He bought one copy of every piece of sheet music in Boston's largest music store. He collected thousands of books and pamphlets and broadsides. And in 1812, together with a group of like-minded men, he founded America's first National Historical Society, the American Antiquarian Society, and donated to it his extraordinary library. Thomas passionately believed it was essential to preserve these records. For him, they were the history of the United States, the story of her people, her ideals, her commerce, her everyday life. He wanted to be sure people could see these documents, study them, and know what really happened. Since the days of Isaiah Thomas, many famous and distinguished men have joined the American Antiquarian Society in its effort to preserve these sources of American history, including Thomas Jefferson, Henry Clay, Daniel Webster, Alexander Graham Bell, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Calvin Coolidge was president of the Society when he died in 1933. Over the years, the Society has grown steadily, adding many priceless collections to its treasures. To accommodate all this and more, the Society expanded again and again. And this has all been accomplished primarily through private contributions from discerning and public-spirited individuals, corporations, and foundations. The Society charges no fees for using its collection. It charges no tuition. It has no alumni to support it. Today, with holdings numbering more than 3 million books, pamphlets, broadsides, manuscripts, prints, maps, and newspapers, the Society owns the largest single collection of early American printed material. Among other things, it holds 2/3 of all the material known to have been printed in this country between 1640 and 1821, as well as the most important works printed during the first 3/4 of the 19th century. Much of the material in the AAS's collections is delicate. Some of it is disintegrating. However, the staff's chief conservator is an expert in repairing and preserving crumbling books, newspapers, and other printed matter. Dr. Willard Thorpe of Princeton University once said that, in a sense, the American Antiquarian Society gave us our past. The late Alan Nevins, author and historian, has called the Society's collections one of our national treasures. As far as I'm concerned, the American Antiquarian Society is irreplaceable. Here and nowhere else, we can share the life and times of the early settlers and explorers. We can watch the revolutionary spirit developing. We can witness the building of the nation almost as if we were there. We can see what and who made us what we are today. It's important to me personally that this society survive and prosper. It's important to all Americans. Thank you for